BRUCAST is back, baby.
This BRUCAST episode is brought to you by the BRUCAST Store. Explore a store filled with awesome goodies from hoodies to t-shirts to mugs. We've got you covered. Stay in style with BRUCAST. Embrace the shock, set the trend. Visit now brew-cast.com/store. Link below.
BRUCAST is back, baby. Feel the rhythm shake. Hear the guitar wailing. Let the music break.
Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to another BRUCAST episode. If it's your first time watching the show, make sure to like and subscribe. If you're listening to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rank the show 5 stars. This will ensure that the podcast is recommended to even more people and allow me to keep doing what I love. BRUCAST also on Instagram, X, and TikTok, where I upload shorts with the highlights of the show. So follow now, BRUCAST on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Links on the description below.
Touch the sky.
Hey there, BRUCAST fans! You know what's up, I know what's up, we all know what's up. It's time to talk about the amazing, beautiful, sexy, wonderful giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe. Yes, that's it. Subscribe to the channel right now and you might win this beautiful cap at the end of January 2025. We did one of those giveaways already. It was a huge success. A bunch of you subscribed and one of you won the cap. We're doing it again, end of January 2025. We're gonna announce who won it, and that's it. All you have to do is subscribe. Very easy. All of you can do it. I know that around 95% of you are not subscribed. How dare you, BRUCAST fans? Subscribe right now. So we have a very special guest today. He's also from Germany. His name is Harald Taha. How are you doing, Harald?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor. I'm excited to talk about you and learn more about nutritional medicine, herbalism, spirituality, and something more. Let's see. Let's do it. I'm excited.
Yes, I'm as well. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right. So let's start with nutritional medicine. So when I hear medicine, it's everything but nutritional. So where the nutritional part comes from?
The nutritional part, well, it comes naturally, you know. I believe it was, I hope I'm not doing a mistake, it was Socrates who said, your food is your remedy and your remedy is your food. So in general, it's pretty much clear what I put inside myself will have effects on my well-being. And how much these effects are pretty much underestimated so far. I believe the consciousness is not already has not already reached everybody, that this is most probably the most important thing in your life.
Are we talking about food?
We are talking about food, and we are talking mainly about the substances included in the food. You know, this nutritional medicine or medicine comes from something which is called orthomolecular nutrition. This is a thing that was promoted by Linus, who is 2 times Nobel Prize winner. He got one for physics and one for the how you call it in English, the Peace Nobel Prize. So, but by all means, he was a physicist, a chemist, and he was researching in that field and found out that certain substances included in our nutrition have certain effects for the body and are needed that our bodies are functioning on the cellular level.
Could you give an example? Because I think like the first thing that comes to my mind is, let's say, sugar. Like it's a substance that you take and has some effect on you. Is this what he means?
We are mainly, of course, sugar is a substance which has effects on your body, but we are usually going even a little bit below the surface. I mean, for sugar, you can say that it will provide energy because it will be transported into in your mitochondria, where it is converted to ATP, which is the energy molecule for your cells. On the other hand, you can say that it will higher your glucose levels in the blood very fast, which is not the best effect, because then it will fall again pretty fast and you get hungry again. But we are talking more about vitamins and minerals and things like that, secondary plant substances.
Oh, all right. So this scientist, he discovered that those minerals and those plants, they also have an effect on our body.
Exactly.
Could you give us examples?
Yeah, for example, if we look at the very famous vitamin C,
Oh,
most people know, okay, I take some vitamin C if I'm having got a cold or something like this to boost my immune system. But vitamin C actually is doing much more in your body than just activating something in your immune system. You need vitamin C, for example, for your fat metabolism, because vitamin C activates the carnitine production in your body, and carnitine is the substance that carries the fatty acids into your mitochondria, where it is converted into ATP. And you need it for collagen production and for lots of things. But people mainly know, okay, I take it when I am sick or when I'm having a cold to boost a little bit my immune system.
yeah. I mean, that's what my mom always told me. Like, if I'm not sick, it's healthy, but it's not essential. Would you say then it's something essential that everyone should take in a daily basis?
Yes, I would say so. Good that you mention the word essential, because especially in nutrition, there are substances which are called essential nutritions.
Oh,
These essential nutritions, which are about roughly 30, these substances our body cannot produce by itself, and so we have to take it in with nutrition. This is why they call it essential nutritions.
all right. So there are 30 of them.
Excuse me?
There are 30 of them. 30.
Yes, approximately 30.
Wow.
These are especially all the vitamins, A, D, E, K, which are the fat-soluble vitamins, and then you have the water-soluble vitamins, which is C and B. And then all the minerals, magnesium, zinc.
I think I found the list. One second.
Yes, and you have also the amino acids. 9 of them are essential.
So for those who are just listening to us on the podcast, let's see. There's calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, iron, zinc, potassium, sodium. So those are all considered essential nutrients. There's plenty of them. Wow,
Yes.
that's so interesting.
Yeah.
So the same scientist is the one who decided that those are essential for us, or this came up later?
No, essential means you need it by all means, that your body works. All the function works. This is why they called it essential. I'm not sure if Linus Pauling was the first one who determined them. This is what I don't know, but could be.
Oh, I think we lost you for a second. Harold, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, you're back. I'm sorry. Wow, that's so interesting. So let me ask you that. So from an evolutionary point of view, we humans, we evolve like let me formulate my question a little bit better. Let me think how can I ask that. Like, or we pass on our genes and our evolutionary traits to our descendants because they work. The things that do not work, we kind of toss aside. When we talk about those essential nutrients, it feels like we're talking about vitamins that you need to take as a complement, something that your body does not produce naturally. So is that the case? And if your body does not produce those things naturally, why are they essential and we need to take them as vitamins? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get your point. First, I would like to say that there are animals who can produce or which can produce vitamin C by themselves. Somewhere during evolution, we lost this capability. Could be the reason that we had found food where it was plenty inside, and we took this as a nutrition, so our body was no more forced to produce it itself. And so we could have lost it over time. But I'm not 100% sure if this is really the reason, but this is something what I could imagine.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's also other parts of our body that they have no function anymore. Like and let's say the body is trying to get rid of, what's the name of this organ? Appendicites. You know what I'm talking about?
No, yeah. It's called Blinddarm in Germany, the appendix.
Appendix, genau. And I don't know where I'm going there, but maybe the body doesn't always know like what it needs. So going back to the nutrients, in order to a person, to, let's say an average adult person, to stay healthy,
Yes.
those 30 essential nutrients are essential. Would you recommend someone to take them in a daily basis?
Not necessarily on a daily basis. You know, we have some substances which can be stored in your body.
Oh.
So you have a depot of it, and some nutrients cannot be stored. These you should take in on a daily basis.
What do you take on a daily basis?
I take on a daily basis, for example, I take vitamin C, I take zinc and copper and magnesium. That's it pretty much what I and iodine on a daily basis.
Iodine. Okay. How old are you, if I may ask?
I am 52.
You're 50. Okay, Harold, I want to ask you because when did you start getting interested on all of this?
Well, I have the feeling this is somehow the usual story. You know, I was working as a supply chain manager in huge companies
Okay.
for 30 years until I got sick.
Oh.
Yeah, and then the way it was going with doctors and examinations and all of these things, on the end, it was clear for me you have to take care about your health by yourself. At least you have to know what is going on in your body and what your body needs to be functioning well. So this is that kicked off my journey. Sickness.
Yeah, that's sometimes that's what it takes. The reason I'm asking, like, I'm 31 right now.
Okay.
And that's not something I think about at all. And I hear like from a couple of colleagues of mine, they're a little bit older than me, like, bro, like that's it's gonna catch up. At some point, it's gonna catch you up if you don't start paying attention. Today I just had like a burger and fries for lunch, and then a package of cookies for
Right.
I don't know, for dessert. I was like, I feel good, you know, like, but for how long until I start having problems? We started the podcast by saying like how important food is, and something that I need to look out for. That's why I'm so interested to talk about with the subject with you as well. Like, what happens with the body? Like, especially like for example, when you're a kid or a teenager, and like you can eat anything, it doesn't make any difference. You can do whatever you want with your body, but there's a threshold, right? At some point, something happens, something snaps, and you start getting sick. What is that? Like, of course, the easy answer would be like, oh, you're just getting old. But like, what would be the more like detailed answer for that?
Well, it might be even be a little bit a misconception that if you are young, you can do anything you like and it has no effect. You just don't feel it
Oh,
pretty much when you are young, because you still have a better energy production than if you are older, and things still are fresh. Like it's you might compare it to a new and an old car, for example. And a new car also works better if you give it the oil and the water and all the things it requires. But the fascinating thing is, and this is often happening, for example, to people when they decide to go vegan and things like this, is that our body has mechanisms to balance stuff, you know. So, for example, if you, let's say, you never, or you are lacking calcium as a nutrition, your body needs it for enzymes, for example, for enzymatic processes. It will go and take it out of the bones
what?
and then use it. Exactly. The same with magnesium. And this is, our body is so intelligent, it balances itself until a certain point, until it cannot balance it anymore. If you are taking, let's say, if you have a constant lack of calcium, your body is constantly taking it out of the bones. At any point, you will reach the point of osteoporosis, that your bones are getting weak and that you will break your bones even with little impact only. So this is what I wanted to say about people who go vegan. Everyone knows that people, or that in the vegan diet, vitamin B12 is not available, which is very, very important for your nervous system and for your blood and things like this. Also, this is stored in the liver, and your body is using its storage, and then you maybe just feel the impact after half a year or 1 year or even later.
Gosh, damn, that's so interesting. I had no idea that the body balanced itself.
Everything, your body is an absolute miracle. I mean, you know about the acid base balance, for example,
Uh,
right?
pH. That's what
Yes,
it.
exactly. Your body needs to maintain a certain pH level in the body. Yeah. Usually in the blood it is about 7.4, around like this, but in the stomach it is 1.5 something, because you need the acid there, that pathogens coming in with the food will be destroyed and things like this. But also this acid for sure is then going into the bloodstream and would maybe cause your blood to get acidic, you know. But your lungs, by breathing out CO2, is releasing acid, for example. and through sweating and things like this. So your body is always needs to be in a balance, and it has its balancing mechanisms.
Wow, that's so interesting. It's like a car again, like, but it's like a smart car.
Very, very smart car. And the scale, what is going on in your body is really incredible if you have a close look at it. You know, people are fascinated about the universe, you know, the vast space and the billions of stars and things like this. The same is going on in your body. You know, you consist of about 50 trillion cells. Each of this cell is working like an own city, has its own power plants, its own factories to produce proteins, your recycle system. It has a police that may shut the city down if it gets cancerous, and incredible things like this.
It's kind of mind blowing if you put it that way.
It is really. And if I tell you, you know what ATP is?
Now, ATP, I don't.
ATP, ATP is a molecule which is produced in the mitochondria in your cells. And this is the energy currency for your cells. Everything you do, if you blink your eye, if you move your hand, anything you do needs ATP. Even thoughts need ATP. And now these ATP molecules, they are very, very small and very, very light. Yeah, one of these molecules weighs 507 Daltons. I cannot explain you exactly how, but if you then see that your body produces approximately the weight of your body in ATP every day, it produces around, this is an estimation, 300 times molecules than we have sand grains on our beaches.
What? No, come on. Is that accurate? Like, is this scientific, or are you just as like coming up with like estimate?
I'm pretty sure that it is a scientific estimation, because I guess nobody counted the sand grains on the beaches, you know, but they probably took samples. Okay, this beach has these kinds and that kinds and things like this, and we know for a fact that we at least produce this, if everything is functioning well, the same amount of ATP than we have body weight.
Wow.
People who are doing intensive sports, even more.
So ATP is like the battery. It's like you have your phone, and over the day, the course of the day, your phone is like draining the battery. You're basically your body using ATP. Is that a correct?
Yes. Yes, it is correct. The cells using ATP as their energy currency, how it is called in nutrition or in science. They call it energy currency. Yeah, and this is a molecule. This consists of one. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. So you have an adenosine and 3 phosphates attached to it, and when it comes to produce energy, one of these phosphates is being exploded off, and this energy is what your cell is using to function and to work.
Wow. And where are ATPs produced?
ATPs are produced in the mitochondria.
Mitochondria. What is
Mitochondria.
That? I'm sorry.
Mitochondria.
What is
Yes, you have mitochondria in each of your cells. Some cells have more mitochondria. Muscle cells, for example, these tissues or these body parts, which especially needs a lot of energy. In these cells, you have a lot of mitochondria. For example, in the heart, you know, your heart is working 24/7 from the beginning of your life till the end of the life. So this needs pretty much energy. So you have a lot of mitochondria, for example, in the heart cells.
So it's not like so we have mitochondria all over the body, basically.
In each cell.
Each cell.
Each cell has this is like I said, each cell is working like an own city, has its own power plants where the ATP is produced. Then you have factories, which are the ribosomes, and there the proteins are produced that you need for your body. Then you have autophagy. This is a process called autophagy, which is the recycle system. And like I said, even a police patrolling, seeing if your cells get cancerous or something like this, and will shut it down into the programmed cell death, how it is called.
I see. Wow, man! The more I learn about it, is like we've been talking for just short period of time, and I already feel so amazed. Like I always skip biology class. I'm sorry. When I was a teen, I had other preoccupations, but like the more we talk about it, like I cannot avoid but feeling a sense of respect for it. A sense of awe, and
Yes,
it's incredible. And I kind of start like regretting just a little bit, just eating all that burger and candy today, because like if you respect something, you don't want to destroy it, right?
of course. But like I said, it's the balance. If you on the other hand provide your body the stuff it needs to function, then the burger will not kill you.
You know what would be amazing? Maybe it will exist someday. Maybe it already. I don't know. Imagine if you had like a device, or like an Apple Watch. Imagine the Apple Watch from 10 years from now. It has a bunch of bars, and it tells you. Oh, I'm not sure, Harold, if you ever played The Sims. In The Sims, you can see people if they're hungry, if they need sleep, stuff like that. You have the bars. Imagine you could easily have access to like how much calcium you need, how much all the nutrients you need, and you like in an easy way, visible on your wrist, and you could easily manage this. Because right now, like I'm starting to get a sense of how important those things are, but I have no idea. Like, what do I need to take? What I need to change? I mean, I have like a average, like a general idea. Like I need to eat healthier, right? Maybe start exercising more, taking some nutrients, but I still feel a lot like in the dark.
Yeah, it is. You have to study it a little bit.
Oh,
This is what I said. The consciousness, it doesn't come by itself, and especially one is always subject to all these advertisements and all these things. So yeah, you have to go a little bit into it to understand more about it, and it's just really fascinating. Another fun fact, which you might be interested in. Make a guess how much liter of blood does your heart pump in let's say in 70 years throughout your body.
in 70 years. Wow. Liters of blood. But yeah, you got me. I don't know, 70 million? I have no idea.
Is not a bad guess. It's about 190 million liters
That's
of
a
blood.
lot. It requires a lot of ATP, right?
Yes, definitely it does.
Damn. Uh, I saw on Instagram the other day. You correct me if I'm wrong. Like there was this professor or doctor. He just took this heart, like it was a class or something, student like a medicine class. He took like a human heart, and he unrolled it, and then he said, "Do you see, guys? The heart is actually one big muscle that is actually wrapped on itself." Is that the case? Is that true?
Yes, I would say so. That would even not be so far-fetched. proteins, when they are formed in your ribosomes, before they get functional, also they have to fold themselves in a certain way. So also only, or most times only a three-dimensional structure is really working. So by all means, the heart is definitely a muscle with its 4 chambers. And if it has wrapped itself around itself, this is what I'm not so sure about.
Yeah,
But
but I wouldn't be surprised because I mean the body is so fascinating.
it is.
Yeah, you know what it pisses me off? Like we were talking about how some of your changes take like months for you to notice, right? Like that's the thing about gaining weight or losing weight or eating healthy. Like you might just start doing it right now, but like you won't notice immediately, right? Like, oh, why not just another cookie? It won't make any difference. Of course not, because you don't perceive the difference immediately. It's like when you don't see someone for a while. When you see them again, then you notice the difference. But if you live with them every single day that you want, same goes with you, right? And that's pissed me off, man, because you don't have this immediate feedback, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, the immediate feedback is, it might be even the contrary feedback, the immediate feedback. If you eat your cookie, your system in the brain is activated. I don't know what it's called in English, the Belohnungssystem.
Reward.
Yes, and it makes you feel rewarded, and this is why you love the cookie, right? So for this you have an immediate feedback, but the other effects which might happen to your cells or to your blood and all these things, this you only feel it after a while.
Yeah. All right, Harold, I have so many questions here. I'm sorry. So I would like to ask you still about herbalism. I see that you also know a lot about quantum philosophy. I'm very eager to know what that means. Also a little bit about spirituality. So let's start with herbalism. Is that about herbs?
Yes.
What kind of, like all kind of herbs, like the study of herbs?
Yes, it's the study of herbs, and it is even a part of, let's not call it a part of conventional medicine, but there are a lot of herbal substances and things which are acknowledged also by the conventional medicine, because the impacts or the effects are clearly available. And this is not only herbs, it's also garlic, for example, and onions and things like this. You call it more phytotherapy these days.
So let's backtrack a little bit. So garlic, onion, like those are just ingredients, right? Are they somehow healthy for you?
Yes, of course.
How?
How?
It's just garlic.
Garlic Garlic has, for example, antibiotic effects.
Really?
It is antibacterial, has antibacterial effects, antimycotic effects, which is against fungi, mushrooms in your body. And it can even resolve blood clots. And its main functioning ingredient is sulfur, like in the onions, for example. And then you have other secondary plant substances inside which impacts your body. I mean, I don't know if you want to go right now deeper in it, or let's put it a little bit aside. But secondary plant substances, for example, in the onion, is quercetin. You may heard any time about it. This is impacting signaling pathways in your body, which are responsible for keeping all these balances. And with that, you can activate genes, for example,
On,
or deactivate genes.
onion. We're talking about onion.
We are talking about quercetin, and in general, we are talking about these secondary plant substances, which you find in nearly all vegetable and fruit. But of course, not all have the same effect.
I I'm wondering why it's the first time I hear about that. Like, Harold. Like, the more I do this podcast, the more I get pissed off at.
That was not my intention.
No,
I'm sorry.
no, don't worry. It's not. It's not at you. Pissed off of the school system, right? Because I don't feel like I learned one of like important things there. I learned like, okay, some basic stuff, how to multiply, how to divide, but like I think I'm not the only one who shared this frustration. Like, there's so many broader and more important aspects of life that are just not taught to our kids anymore, or if they ever have been, I don't know. But like, for example, this that I'm 31, as I mentioned. Like, it's the first time I hear that. I always heard that vegetables and fruits and like those things are healthy for you, but why? I don't know why. It's just. But now I'm kind of everything kind of start to make sense a little bit. So, damn. And you embarked on this journey after you went sick.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, after I went sick, I was so disappointed with the treatment in the first places because it was going on for 1 year.
What
that
kind of
I had
treatment you got?
no treatment, no good treatment.
Okay.
I said I have this pain in my breast and things like this. It's probably an inflammation. Here, take ibuprofen, 800. Bye. And then I went on and had X-rays and things like this, and nobody seemed to. Is everything good? Probably you have psychological things going on, and then I didn't go anymore to the doctors until I ended up in the hospital with a strong pneumonia, and got surgery and things like this. And then it came to my mind, you got to understand what's going on in your body and how you treat it well.
Wow. All of this in Germany, right?
Yes.
And you went, damn. So for 1 year, they're just tossing you aside, taking ibuprofen, like not really taking care of you, just push.
Exactly.
Harold, I believe you. I do, and I'm sorry, man, because I went through a very similar thing once. I already shared this story on the podcast, and people said, "What? In Germany, this is bullshit. In Germany, they take care of you." I don't know. That was not my experience. Just after I moved here, I had, I think it's called lymph node. I don't know the English name, but it got inflamed. It got big. And I went to the doctor, and they said the same thing. They take ibuprofen, you're good, go there, it's gonna pass. They said go home, and I was like, no, I don't want to go home. It's like getting worse. I feel like I'm really bad. It's like, no, go home. And then like I reached a point that was like I was feeling that I was about to die. Really, I just I don't know. I pray. I listen to God. I don't know, I have like an awakening call. I went to another hospital. As soon as I arrived at this other hospital, it's like, Bruno, you're dying. Like, you need to go to the operation table like today. And that's what happened. And then they saved my life. And but the first hospital, man, like they just didn't care at all. And people did not believe me. To this day, there's people saying that's bullshit. That would never happen, and did.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be also the system itself. I mean, these days also the hospitals and everywhere is about profit. Everything is about profit, right? In Scandinavia, in some parts, I don't know if it's Sweden or Netherlands or where whatsoever, the hospitals are state-run hospitals. Everyone gets the same treatment. Everyone pays the same or has the same insurance, and they're more about like trying to help the people directly than just business. And I imagine also that a lot of doctors are pretty much disappointed in where they have ended up after their studying in such kind of system. And some people may even they are maybe some overloaded as well and say, okay, it's just a little bit swollen. But this is ridiculous, This is, I mean, exactly, especially the lymphatic system, this is very, very important for detox. This is one of your main detoxing systems. So if this gets swollen, they directly should understand that there's something not flowing well and that there are toxins accumulated.
Oh, really?
Yes, of course. And this is what I'm wondering about, and I just wanted to say a little bit earlier. Also, if you would like to talk about signaling pathways, which I have mentioned,
Let's do it. Yeah.
which are very common and some are pretty well known, some not. But if you ask a doctor about NF-kappa B, this is a signaling pathway which is responsible for inflammation in your body, right? This is one of these things which have to be regulated very well, because you need it in case you get infected. You need inflammation to fight the infection. But if the infection is gone, it must be deregulated immediately. Otherwise, you get chronic inflammations and things like this. And if you ask a doctor about NF-kappa B, he would probably say, I never heard about it. What is this?
Is this a new discovery?
No, this is not. It's not pretty new. This is very well known, especially in anti-aging science.
So why they don't know about it? Well, why would you say it's not well known?
I have heard once. I am not 100% sure about it. I cannot judge it by myself because I didn't study medicine in a faculty, but I heard it is these days more like headache, aspirin, diabetes, metformin, and so on. They don't deal very much with the mechanisms anymore and things like this.
Oh, so yeah, I know what I mean. So they just try to find a cure for whatever you're feeling right now, so you can feel better. They're not actually looking for the root problem, the actual origin of whatever you have.
Exactly. This is one point, and they also don't go the process which is going on in your body. They don't go very deep into it. They just say, okay, you have advanced glycation products. This is things that form with proteins and sugar and that sticks to your cells and makes you get old. Yeah, but they don't look why this is happening and what could you do that this is not happening. Not just only don't eat carbs. There are other things you can do, which will help you to prevent all these things, but they are not going that deep. Your body, for example, can or does produce proteins that repair your DNA. For example, if your DNA can get damaged by different things, environmental things, and then it has to be repaired. And then your body produces a protein which is called P53, which repairs your DNA. I don't know if any doctor would be able to tell you something about P53. This is called the guardian of the genome, this protein.
P53. I never heard about it. So it repairs your DNA. Is this like a daily process? It does automatically?
It is then coming back to this signaling pathways. You know, if your body detects if the signaling pathway is out of balance, it gets signals, and then the gene for the production of P53 is getting activated and produces this protein.
So I found something. 1 second. Screen share. So P53, also known as a tumor protein, P53, cellular tumor antigen P53, or transformation-related protein 53, is a regulatory protein that is often mutated in human cancers. What is a cancer thing? Doesn't sound that good. The P53. Yeah.
There is here. This is the TP53. TP53 is the gene which produces it, and then you have P53 or mutated P53, and if it is mutated, it will it can promote cancer.
Oh, okay. So if it's not, so when it mutated, it produces cancer. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Damn. But I gonna be honest, like I also never study medicine or anything like that, but it sounds to be like I remember when I was having this lymphoma thing, I visited a oncologist. I think that's how they're called when they treat cancers, right?
Yes.
And I remember like the guy had so many books, and he had like weekly or not monthly magazines with the new discoveries in oncology. And it seems like, just from an outsider, an overwhelming amount of information. And maybe, just maybe, it's unrealistic to expect them to know everything. I saw on I'm not saying that's okay for them not to do their job and not study, but and I understand what you mean. Like, some of them are just like prescribing solutions without looking for the root cause. But like it's just so much. There's so much out there. I just saw on 9gag today a guy. It's on 9gag, so who knows if it's true or not. He was like at his doctor appointment, and the doctor was just Googling the solution because he didn't know. And I think someone said, by the time that you finish your med school, like, most of the things that you learn are already outdated. So it seems to be like I'm just playing devil's advocate here for a second. Like, it seems to be very hard to play catch up in that field. I'm not saying they shouldn't. They should, because there's human lives at stake, and we depend. Like, they earn a lot of money, right? They do earn, and they should take care of us. So, but from an outside perspective, that's what it looks like. Like, it's hard, right? I would say so.
It is definitely. I don't know how to say it. They do a whole lot of research for this and that, and especially how drugs are impacting things and this. If they would concentrate on the basic things, and if the people would even know some of the basic things, you would hardly need doctors, you know. So this is why they make it so complicated, maybe. But if you look at our body, we have extremely complicated mechanisms going on, but we know what substances supports these mechanisms. And there are some main things which you have to take care about. This is, look, we are a walking ecosystem, right? We consist of 50 billion cells, trillion cells, and even more bacteria and viruses and fungi are located in your body and on your body, you know. Even more than you have cells, you have microbes in your body, which all of them, the cells and the microbes, they are relentlessly fighting for you and making your life happen, right? The microbes on your skin, for example, if you cut yourself, they come in and go down in the wound that bad bacteria cannot come in. They fight them off. And same things are happening in your gut and everywhere. And so if you concentrate on the main things like the gut, the microbiome, and the organs and your cells, this would be pretty much enough to keep people healthy. I don't say that conventional medicine has not its it has definitely things where it is needed. Yeah, for example, if somebody has a pancreatitis, an inflamed pancreas, I wouldn't say take some garlic. I would say go to the hospital and have the right antibiotic to fight that off, because this is very, very serious. Yeah, but prevention can happen, and if you do a little bit of prevention, your body will be very thankful for it.
I know what I mean. Yeah, that's I think that's the key word, prevention. That would save so much trouble and money down the line for everyone, for the hospital. The hospitals, they want you there, right? That's how they make money. It's a business. I had this idea the other day with a buddy of mine. We were talking about exactly that. It's been a while that we talked about that, but how wonderful it would be that the same way that we have like the universal health care in some countries, would have the universal gym membership. You know what I mean? So that would be like a huge step towards prevention, because then we would be incentivizing everyone to be a little bit more fit. Or I don't know, like, yeah, that was just a random idea that I had with a buddy of mine. Like, that would be amazing. It would touch a little bit more into this prevention aspect.
Yes, it would be, and going to the gym or having movement and things like this. By the way, also activate and deactivate these signaling pathways, which I have been talking about before. You know, because everything goes down to any mechanism, regardless what I'm doing. It goes down to a mechanism which activates or deactivates genes in first place. So this is the same with the sports. Sports have some additional advantages than nutrition can bring, but nutrition can bring a lot of things that sports also can bring. You know, I mean, your body gets stronger not by nutrition itself. You need to work out that you build more muscles and that your whole body gets stronger and things like this. But for example, sports also activates a gene which fights against oxidative processes. You know, people are talking about antioxidants. You probably heard that.
I have no idea what it is, but I heard that. I heard before.
Well, you have this is a little bit I don't know if I should go that low. You know, atoms, they would like to have a stable, a stable uh, shell, if you could call it like this. So this might be 1 electron or 7 electrons, or maybe even another number. But if it somehow has an unstable um, uh, shell, it goes and grabs another electron from maybe a healthy cell, you know, and by that your cell gets damaged. And this is, then you call it aging or whatsoever. And then you take antioxidants, for example, that brings electrons to this oxidative species so that they are more or less neutralized, that they don't harm your cells, right? But instead of bringing so much, and if you are working out, the metabolic processes in your body creates these reactive oxygen species, what they are called, these electrons which are missing, these atoms which are missing an electron. And this is why your body activates then your own antioxidative system to fight it off or to neutralize it. So this can be done by taking antioxidants or by doing sport, which activates your own antioxidative system.
Oh, all right. So you can even just take the supplements, antioxidants, and you're good to go.
This would be the solution, but it's always better if you activate your body own antioxidative system, because you have oxidative molecules in your body which you need. You know, macrophages, which are the killer cells in your body, they use this oxidative molecules to kill viruses, for example. So if you activate your body's own system, is always better than taking in a lot of antioxidant stuff, right? But also a very potent antioxidant is vitamin C, and this you should take it anyway. But you should not exaggerate. You know, some people are talking about taking 15 grams of vitamin C per day and things like this. And by that, you shut down your own antioxidative system, which is counterproductive.
Really? Because I heard that you could take, you correct me, right, if I'm wrong. I heard that you can take as much as you want, because if you pass the limits, your body would just discard it. So that's not the case with vitamin C.
Well, it depends. Vitamin C is a so-called water-soluble vitamin, what means that the excess would be washed out with the urine. You know, but there are some other forms, you know, which have buffer systems, or if you, like I said, if you take 15 gram, also the circulating system which washes it out is overrun, you know. So taking too much of these antioxidative substances is not recommended, but still people doing it.
I see. Harold, you're such a knowledgeable guy. This is such an interesting topic. I feel like
Thank you.
you're welcome. I just feel like most people, at least in my circle, in my life, we don't talk about those things that much. It's especially, I can tell for sure, I'm mostly like on the automatic mode. Oh, today I feel like, I don't know, a steak. So I ate a steak. Tomorrow I feel like pasta. I just eat pasta. That's not something that I think about every single day, and it's important. Like, we should all pay more attention to that. Well, I have one final question. Then I would like to ask you for your socials and where people can follow you. So the final question that I have would be: I once heard, and I think it makes sense, but you correct me if I'm wrong. Like your nutrition and your health throughout your whole life is like you're building a house. And in your early years, you're building the foundation of your house. And like as you get older, you're like building the walls and then the roof. And so basically this whole idea implies that if you eat shitty for most part of your young life, you're gonna have a lot of trouble later on because your base, the base of your house won't be that stable, and you're gonna have health implications that could have been avoided. I think it makes a lot of sense, but I want to double check with you because I feel like you know you know if it's wrong or right.
Yeah, it's definitely not wrong. I mean, it's like I said, you need to bring your house certain substances that it will be stable. Yeah, in the beginning, maybe. Could I frame it? Let me say it like this: when you are young, you don't need as much stones to stay stable in your house than when you are older, you know, because some processes or hormones and things like this are decreasing by age. So it's like I said, always you need to keep the mechanisms running as good as possible. Then you will age well and will not be in chronic diseases for the whole time. Yeah, but of course you can't. You cannot start early enough to do the good things for your body.
The earlier, the better.
Yes, I would say. And the problem these days is, I mean, we have the problem that our food is also no more that it was at a certain time. There are enough studies that the nutrition inside foods, especially calcium and magnesium, has decreased very, very much, over 70% over 30 years. And then we have this long transportation ways, which get rid of the vitamins and things like this. And then you store it another 2 months, and then you heavily process it. So you never know what you get out of your nutrition, even these days. And that is a problem. But yeah, like you said, or like we said, the earlier you start to give your body all the necessary things, the better it will be when you get old.
Yeah. Well, we in Germany here, we are lucky. We have this Nutri score for the German listeners. We're talking about have A, B, C, D, E on the food labels. It helps this like making a purchase decision a little bit.
It helps a little bit, yes, but only a little.
Yeah.
And there are also so many misconceptions and things. You have been talking about the cookie, and you declared it as bad. You can also find a good thing for the cookie. If you have low blood glucose, I wouldn't recommend you to have full grain bread because it takes a long time till it's in your blood. I recommend you to take the cookie because that is in your blood pretty fast. Yeah, but don't take 100 cookies for it. Let's say it like this.
All right, Harold, I could go on and on. It's so interesting. But I need to ask you where people can find you. What's your website?
Our website is called brahmaspiritworld.com.
We're going to make sure to leave the link on the description below.
Yes, and you find me on X and LinkedIn.
Perfect. Do you have any final remarks, anything else that you'd like to say before we say goodbye?
Not really. I mean, the time has been passing so fast. we didn't talk about a lot of things. Yeah, but the message I can give to anybody is try to find out what your body needs and try to find out how you can supply it with all these things.
Wonderful. Harald, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure.
See you next time, man. Hi, everyone. So, you know what time is it? The cap is back again. It's the giveaway time. All you have to do is subscribe. It's very easy. You can get this beautiful, sexy, wonderful, majestic cap at the end of January 2025. That's it. All you have to do is subscribe. So, subscribe. All right. That's been it. Again, it was a pleasure, Harald. See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. If it's your first time watching the show, make sure to like and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rank the show 5 stars. This will ensure that the podcast is recommended to even more people and allow me to keep doing what I love. Check out now the BRUCAST store, Explore store, filled with awesome goodies from hoodies to t-shirts to mugs. We've got you covered. Stay in style with BRUCAST. Embrace the shock, set the trend. Buy now at brew-cast.com/store. Again, that's brew-cast.com/store. Link on the description below. Be a BRUCAST model and get free stuff. We'd love to see how you and your loved ones enjoy BRUCAST. Snap a picture of yourself, your family, your friends, or even your pets wearing BRUCAST merch, or watching an episode of the show and send it to us and become part of BRUCAST. We'll feature you and your pictures at the end of every episode, just like the ones you're seeing on the screen right now. You can upload your pictures at brew-cast.com/contact or tag us on social media. Alright everyone, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much and see you next time. Bye bye.